In the heart of Louisiana, shrouded in the mist of the bayous, lies a house steeped in tales of terror and tragedy. Welcome to the Myrtles Plantation, a place where the past refuses to stay buried and the walls whisper secrets of the restless dead. For over 2 centuries, this plantation has stood as a silent witness to the lives and deaths of its inhabitants. It is said that 12 spirits roam these grounds, each with a story etched in sorrow and suffering. The most famous of these spectral residents is Chloe, a slave who met a tragic end. Legend has it she was caught eavesdropping and had her ear cut off as punishment. Seeking revenge, she poisoned a birthday cake meant for the family's children, leading to their untimely deaths. But her plan backfired, and Chloe herself was hanged by her fellow slaves. Visitors to the Myrtles Plantation report seeing her ghost, identifiable by the green turban she wore to hide her mutilated ear. Her mournful spirit is just one of many that haunt this old mansion. Some say the ghosts of the murdered children can be seen playing in the gardens, their laughter echoing through the night. Others have encountered the spirit of William Winter, a former owner of the plantation who was shot on the front porch and died in his wife's arms. William's ghost is said to be seen staggering up the stairs, desperately trying to reach his beloved, forever trapped in his final moments. The Myrtles Plantation, a place where the lines between the living and the dead blur, where every creak of the floorboards and flicker of the candlelight might just be a ghostly visitor making their presence known. To understand the hauntings, we must delve into the dark history of the Myrtles Plantation. Built in 1796 by General David Bradford, the house has witnessed an incredible amount of tragedy and death. Bradford, a man fleeing from justice due to his involvement in the Whiskey Rebellion, sought refuge in this remote part of Louisiana. Here, he built a new life, one that would later be stained by blood and sorrow. As the years went by, the plantation changed hands several times, each new owner adding to its grim legacy. The Sterling family, who took over in the early 19th century, faced their own share of misfortune. It was during their tenure that the most notorious legend of the Myrtles was born, the story of Chloe. Though there are variations of her tale, the core remains the same: betrayal, revenge, and an untimely death. Chloe's spirit is not the only one that lingers here. The plantation's history is marred by numerous other deaths, each adding another layer to its haunted reputation. Sarah Woodruff, the wife of a later owner, is said to roam the halls, forever mourning the loss of her children. Her presence is often felt in the children's rooms, where toys mysteriously move and rocking chairs creak on their own. Another tragic figure is William Winter, whose murder on the front porch is one of the most well-documented events in the plantation's history. His death is said to have left a permanent imprint on the house. Winter's ghostly footsteps can still be heard echoing through the halls, a chilling reminder of his violent end. The Myrtles Plantation continues to attract paranormal enthusiasts from around the world, each hoping to capture evidence of the supernatural. Many have reported eerie encounters, from disembodied voices to ghostly apparitions. Paranormal investigators often arrive armed with an array of equipment: EMF meters to detect electromagnetic fields, thermal cameras to capture cold spots indicative of ghostly presences, and digital recorders to capture EVPs, electronic voice phenomena. The plantation's history of hauntings makes it a hotspot for such activity. One of the most chilling EVPs captured at the Myrtles was a child's voice saying, "Help me," recorded late at night in an empty room. This, coupled with frequent sightings of shadowy figures and unexplained cold spots, keeps the legend of the haunted plantation alive. Beyond the well-known ghosts of Chloe and William Winter, other spirits are said to roam the grounds. There are reports of a young girl in antebellum clothing who appears in mirrors only to vanish when approached. Another apparition, a Confederate soldier, has been seen wandering the grounds, perhaps still standing guard over the land he once swore to protect. Guests staying at the Myrtles Plantation bed and breakfast often share their own ghostly experiences. Some have woken to find their furniture rearranged or their belongings moved to unexpected places. Others have felt the unmistakable sensation of being watched, even when they are alone in their rooms. One particularly eerie encounter involved a couple who stayed in the supposedly haunted general's quarters. They reported hearing footsteps in the hallway outside their room, followed by the door handle rattling as if someone was trying to get in. When they opened the door, they found nothing but an empty, silent corridor. The plantation's mirror in the foyer is another focal point of paranormal activity. It is said to hold the spirits of Sarah Woodruff and her children. Visitors often see handprints appearing on the glass only to vanish moments later. Some have even claimed to see ghostly faces reflected back at them. The grounds themselves are not immune to supernatural occurrences. The ancient oak trees draped in Spanish moss seem to whisper secrets in the wind. It is here that visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures moving among the trees, their forms barely distinguishable in the moonlight. Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of the Myrtles Plantation is the sheer number of deaths associated with it. From the untimely demise of the children poisoned by Chloe to the brutal murder of William Winter, the plantation seems to be a magnet for tragedy. Over the years, various owners and visitors have met mysterious and untimely ends, further adding to its haunted reputation. Some researchers believe that the Myrtles Plantation sits on a powerful ley line, a type of energy vortex that could explain the heightened paranormal activity. Others attribute the hauntings to the traumatic events that took place on the property, suggesting that the spirits are unable to move on due to the violent nature of their deaths. As the sun sets and darkness envelops the plantation, the atmosphere becomes palpably heavy. The faint sounds of piano music thought to be played by a long-dead resident sometimes drift through the halls. Candle flames flicker inexplicably, and the shadows seem to take on lives of their own. The Myrtles Plantation remains a place where the veil between the living and the dead is thin, where history is ever present and the past refuses to be forgotten. As the day breaks, the spirits of the Myrtles retreat into the shadows, waiting for the cover of darkness to once again roam the halls. But their stories continue to captivate, a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the haunted history of the Myrtles Plantation. If you dare, visit and experience the ghostly presence for yourself. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and remember, some spirits never rest. This is the Myrtles Plantation, where history haunts every corner.